Hi again, everyone. Right, one more scary story for today. This one is really scary, and it's a little bit gruesome. Okay, are you ready? It starts in Lincoln, and it starts a long time ago. Back in the days when the churches were very powerful and everybody was terrified of religion. So a saint died in England. A saint is a very important man, more important than a vicar or a priest. And when he died, everybody in the country wanted to see him. But there weren't enough soldiers to carry his body all around England. So the priests and the people in the church decided it would be a good idea to cut his body up and put different parts of his body in different churches all across the country so that people could go and see him. So this is what they did. They cut the body into pieces, his legs and his arms and his torso and his head. And his head came to Lincoln, and it came to Lincoln Cathedral. Lincoln Cathedral is a huge, great big building that sits at the top of the hill. It's beautiful. They brought his head there in a huge treasure chest, and the treasure chest was full of golden coins and jewels and crowns and very precious things, and his head was sat on the top. They brought it into the cathedral, and they opened the doors all day so that the people of Lincoln could come and look at the head and say their prayers to him. So it was very popular and very busy. But two of the men amongst the crowd who came to see the head weren't so kind. In fact, they were scoundrels, little rascals. They were robbers and thieves. And when they saw the head sat on top of all this treasure, they thought it would be an excellent idea to steal it. So that night, as it grew dark, they crept back up the steep greystone steps and into the cathedral. They crept up to the treasure chest, and closing the lid, they carried it back outside. It was very heavy. It was full of gold and jewels. One person held one end, and the other man held the other end, and they started to climb down the greystone steps. Now these are very steep steps. You have to walk very carefully down them. The man at the front simply didn't. He tripped, and they dropped the chest onto the hard stone steps. The lid flew open. The jewels and the coins tumbled and glistened in the moonlight as they banged down the steps. And the head bounced out and fell onto the floor. Boing, bang, boing, down the steps it rolled away from the men. They couldn't catch it in time. They could just see the glistening, deadly eyes rolling away from them as the head rolled down the steps into the night. The sound of the huge crash of the treasure chest brought all the people who lived nearby running to the steps. They saw the men and they saw what was happening. They called the police, and the men were arrested and locked up. But the head was never found. It bounced away into the night. So the story is, you can go to greystone steps today. They are very steep and they are very bumpy. And sometimes people might trip or fall coming up or down them. But it's not just that they're a bit wibbledy-wobbledy and a little bit slippery. Some people claim that they are tripped over by something that sounds like a football falling down the steps behind them. And as it brushes past their ankle and they look down, they realise it wasn't a football, and they see glassy, deadly eyes rolling away from them. So that's the story. I've been to greystone steps. They are spooky, especially at night time. There is a funny sound you can hear. I'm not sure if it's a rolling head or not. I've done my research, and a head did come to Lincoln, and it was held there, and it did go missing. I don't know what happened. I don't know if those men did try and steal it, but it sounds like a pretty good story to me. A little bit grisly. So how about you? Any grisly stories from round your way? If there is, let me know, and I will do my best to investigate them for you. Or maybe you could do your own investigations and let me know what happened. I'd love to see your videos and I'd love to hear from you. Okay, I'll go and do some more investigating and I'll come back with something a little bit scarier next time. See you soon. Bye bye.